Good morning, everyone. The Delaware County Commissioner meeting for February 8th, 2018 is now in session. Would you stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone. I'm Gary Merrill, President of the Board, and to my right is Commissioner Barb Lewis, Vice President, and Sarah Denoff is our clerk today, and Don Houston is our administrator today. So with that, let's begin.
Resolution number 18-121, in the matter of approving the electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held February 5th, 2018.
So move.
Second. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 18-121. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis? Aye. We have no public or elected comment this morning. Resolution number 18-122, in the matter of approving purchase orders.
So move.
Second. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 18-122. Mrs. Lewis? Aye. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-123, in the matter of approving travel expense requests.
So move.
Second. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 18-123. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-124, in the matter of approving Amendment 1 to the software license agreements between the parties, Courtview Justice Solutions Incorporated, doing business as Equivent, FKA Maximus, the Board of Delaware County Commissioners, the Delaware County Clerk of Court's Office, and the Delaware County Juvenile and Probate Court for the case management system.
So move.
Second. Discussion.
Good morning. Christopher Betts, Assistant Prosecuting Attorney with the Delaware County Prosecuting Attorney's Office. I'm here with Clerk Natalie Fravel.
Good morning.
You have in front of you two amendments. These are to software license agreements for Courtview, which is also known as Equivant. They're doing business as Equivant. This essentially affects a license transfer. The clerk of courts, the juvenile court will be transferring 15 of their Courtview Equivant licenses to the clerk of courts. And so there's essentially an amendment to the software license agreement for juvenile court and a separate amendment to the software license agreement for the clerk of courts, one of which is to actually perfect the transfer and one of actually to receive the transferred licenses. So it's listed in the agenda as basically one item here, but it's actually two amendments that are included within this, and they're both listed in the journal.
The software company's okay with this transfer?
Yes.
And there's no charge to do so.
Sorry?
And there's no charge to do so.
I thought about asking that question, but I assumed there would be no charge with that transfer. So. I have no other questions.
No questions. Thank you.
Vote.
Vote on motion 18-124. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-125, in the matter of approving the software maintenance agreement between the Board of County Commissioners, the Delaware County Juvenile and Probate Court, and Courtview Systems Incorporated, doing business as Equivant.
So move.
Second. Discussion.
Christopher Betts, Assistant Prosecuting Attorney with the Delaware County Prosecuting Attorney's Office. This agreement, the software maintenance agreement, kind of dovetails on the license transfer. This is actually with juvenile court for a software license maintenance agreement that they would have with Courtview Equivant to maintain their software licenses for Courtview. So we would ask that be approved.
Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 18-125. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution number 18-126, in the matter of amending the child placement services contract between Delaware County Department of Job and Family Services, the Delaware County Board of Commissioners, and provider is listed.
So move.
Second. Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. David Dombrowski with Job and Family Services. This it's a standard child placement contract with Buckeye Ranch. What we are doing by amending this is we're adding a new level of care. When kids come into our custody, we determine a level of care, and that's how we decide the most appropriate placement for them. It can go from traditional foster care to more intensive foster care, and it generally goes in levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 being higher, and then intensive being the most. This original contract omitted level 4, and so we're simply adding level 4 back into the contract.
So you have a current need is the reason you're adding it?
I'm sorry?
You have a current need is the reason you're adding it?
We do, and we actually believe we'll be back before you in the coming weeks. We have a child who's about to be placed at Buckeye Ranch who's in the intensive range, which is a per diem of about $390 a day. So we're going to need to amend this contract in the future soon.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-126. Mr. Merrill? Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 18-127, in the matter of approving a transfer of funds for the Job and Family Services Department.
So moved.
Second. Discussion?
So this, by the way, I'm still David Dombrowski with Job and Family Services. These two of the requests are to repay the the Public Assistance Fund, which is required by rule. And the third request is to draw on the general revenue funds that were budgeted for this year.
Questions or comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-127. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye. Thank you.
Resolution number
Thank you,
18-128, in the matter of approving the First Amendment to the Memorandum of Understanding between the Delaware County Sheriff's Office and the Delaware County Job and Family Services for the assignment of a deputy to aid Job and Family Services.
So moved.
Second. Discussion?
Good morning. I'm Leslie Armstrong, Fiscal Manager with Delaware County Sheriff's Office. This is a MOU providing for the assignment of a deputy. It is actually Deputy Campbell to be assigned to JFS as approved. It's a previous resolution. It's just an extension for the 2 years.
Fortunately, it's necessary.
It is, very much so.
I have no questions or comments. Anything? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-128. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Items number 11 and 12 have been pulled from our agenda. And that takes us to page 482. Resolution number 18-129, in the matter of approving a Delaware County flexible spending account plan design.
So moved.
Second. Discussion?
So our FSA is in need of amendment to the plan design because we discovered a change that needed to be made in order for orthodontics to be paid if they were paid in full. Our prior plan design indicated that they could only be incurred and paid. So this will allow anyone really who's using the flexible spending account for orthodontics to be able to be either paying up front or as incurred and paid. So
Paid up front to the degree they have money in the account.
yes, they have to pay the actual costs in full, and then utilize what they have in their account to cover the payment that they made.
More of a procedural change
Yes.
than anything else.
Doesn't change anything else with the FSA.
Any other questions? or
No.
comments? Vote.
Vote on motion 18-129. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Now we're on page 503.
Thank you.
Resolution number 18-130, in the matter of approving and authority to represent and authorizing filing of a civil complaint against manufacturers and distributors of prescription opioids.
So moved.
Second. Discussion? I don't really have anything to add that I didn't already state. I stated my perspective on it before. I don't see any reason to repeat that.
No, I think this is just authority to represent, and we talked about it the other day. The prosecutor's office and Judge Gormley are all in line, and so we're ready to move ahead.
So vote.
Vote on motion 18-130. Mr. Merrill? Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
That brings us to administrator reports.
You have nothing. Commissioner Lewis,
Gosh,
you have nothing?
I have
You're not
nothing.
required to have anything.
I know. There's got to be something, but no, I
You could talk
don't.
about the Genoa meeting we went to yesterday morning.
Oh, that's right. Yes, we had quite an interesting time yesterday morning. Administrator Fromer and Commissioner Merrill and I all showed up at Genoa Township because we were going to give a a little presentation on the county. And so in between the time we'd all left home and arrived, the snow level changed from 1 to 2. And therefore, some of the attendees were told not to show up, but some showed up. We all showed up.
About a dozen people.
That's right. Yeah, there were. So anyway, it worked out all right. We decided to come back in the spring and not run into the snow again. And so they invited us back, and we had a Q&A and got to meet some of the businesses. This is their business association that was formed several years ago, and a good group of people. So it was.
I think we spoke last year, and I guess you did such a great job to invite us back.
I guess so. Yeah.
And I think we are going to take a look at maybe our how we decide when we're closing the facility going forward. But that's a separate discussion for a different day. With that, I have a couple of things. I've met with Bob Horrock yesterday at Source Point regarding the Veterans Breakfast that occurs in the Veterans Day, and some of the issues we had. I think I don't want to speak out of school here, so I'll just say let's just say we're working on it. I don't want to speak for somebody else at this point, but we're working on a solution that I think the most important thing would benefit the veterans in our county, and that they are treated in the fashion that we would expect our veterans to be treated. And that's not an indictment of anything that's happened in the past. I think it's just issues of Source Point's in a better position to address than some of the other alternative locations.
Well, and they have a history of putting on great veterans events too. So we've all attended.
And the only other thing I have is as I believe you've done in the past, a chamber leadership meeting today, and we'll be representing the county, and I know there will be 3 or 4 other people there as we talk a little bit about the county, in our case, the chamber leadership group, and that will be at the Board of Elections facility at 11:30, 12 o'clock today. And I have nothing else, but I do believe we have need for executive session.
Resolution number 18-131, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of employment of a public employee or public official.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 18-131. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Darrow?
Aye. With that, we are now in executive session.
Oh.